Hello everyone, it's Red with RedDragonLeo.com and StockMarketBloggers.com. As we can clearly see here that we are putting in a bull flag right here, which I think we're going to have one more pop up in the morning just to fulfill this bull flag. Then we're going to go back down into some type of B wave. I don't know how far we're going to go down, but logic would say somewhere around the 50-day moving average on the daily chart, which if you look at it right here, there's your 50 and your 100. Your 50 is actually fell down below the 100. It is setting at 1311.72 and the 100 is setting at 1316. So I think that's going to be your support area for any move down over the next couple of days, and I think it'll be short-lived. And then I think after that we're going to keep on going back up in the C wave, and I'm still not sure if we're going to hit this resistance line drawn or not drawn here, if it comes in about 1350, or we go on up to hit that 1388 approximately fake print that I had back from March of this year. So again, it's about the timing issue of it. It's when it hits. If it hits close to the August 2nd, that's, July 30th, that Friday, or August 2nd, or August 1st, I guess you should say Monday, that's the time period that we're looking at for that to happen. So we just have to go take it one step at a time there. Okay, so what we're looking at here on the 60-minute chart, it looks like it is turning over, and I do think that if they gap this up again on, even if it's a small gap, if they just gap it up just a little bit to fulfill this bull flag right here, if they do that, maybe come in here at this 1335 area. If they make it up that 5 points, I think it'll be short-lived, and it'll go right back down, and this will roll over and head down into negative territory, and then after probably Thursday and Friday, it should roll back up, and then next week we should go right back up again as we go up to our final destination. So that's on that particular chart. The thing you got to worry about, obviously, is the 30-minute chart here is already pointing down, but it's running out of steam. It's already at the 50 mark, and it hasn't even moved down at all on the price. So that tells you right there that this is just going to run down here on the full stochastics, then curl right back up, and as soon as it does, the MACD will curl back up, and you'll get your rally up. So we just have to see what happens. I wouldn't short this thing unless we gap up. If we start selling off in the morning, I think it's just going to reset and then curl right back up, and we're not ready for a B wave down yet. So when I say selling off, I mean just a hair. Just if we start backing down just a little bit, and then we'll curl right back up into the close most likely, and the B wave will have to wait till next week or something. But you look at the 15-minute chart, it has a possibility of curling up right here, and up, sideways consolidation. It could pop. It could pop. It depends on what they're going to release for the initial claims numbers. So we really don't know on that. So that's something to be looking at. Weekly basis, you can still see here. Again, I still think we're going to go up here and put in at least 1 or 2 bars right at zero, maybe go above it. I'm not sure. But I think next week could be the high. So maybe it goes right to zero and then rolls over. But as you can clearly see, it's still not a bullish cross or anything here. And this here is moving up, just as I said many times in all the other videos. Draw your line right here. It's not even hit it yet. It's already curling over. But that doesn't mean it still won't straighten out and go up next week. Because I think there'll be one more move up. So let's pull down some charts here and take a look at these here. And okay, here is the 60-day 2-hour chart. Looking at the 2-hour chart, you can see now that it's ready to curl over right here in this section right down here. Ready to curl over. That's what leads me to believe that we are going to turn and roll back down and probably come back down here to this gap window. See that right there? That's about 13. What is it? Let's see. I was just telling me where the trend line started. What about this candle? Tell me that candle. Okay, looking over to the left, I see it. The bottom there, it was at the lows at 13.11. So gap window there could possibly go down to the gap window, give it good support, or maybe even just draw a line right here to that level at 13.15. So somewhere in that range, I think is where we're going to head. As far as resistance on the upside, we have 13.35 right there at gap window, and right here at gap fill, which is also a topping area right here for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. A bunch of 2-hour candles there hit it and really could put a stop on it if it gaps that high. I don't think it will. I think maybe it might go to here and then turn right back down and roll right back over. That's what I'm thinking. You look at it on a 60-minute chart, and we can see here on the 60-minute chart, it is already looking to roll over. So again, the gap up, if we get the gap up, I don't know if we will or not. 30-minute chart here. 30-minute chart is pointing down. No signs of it turning back up, so we don't know if it's going to turn back up or not. So the only thing that would make me think that they might gap it up is just because they typically do stuff like that. The gangsters typically fool everybody. You look at the charts and you go, oh golly, well that should just roll right over. And well, they do. They manufacture some news that's maybe initial claims come in better than expected, blah blah blah. They initiate that, you know, it's all manipulated, and you get a gap, and it just falls right back down and just keeps right on going. And I think that is more likely what's going to happen. So looking at this on the let's see, the SPY, on the SPY, as you can see, that would be at top. The most that I can see him getting to is right there at 134.30. So if you were going to short, that's the highest level, but it might not even get to just about in this area right here, 134, even number. If you got to 134, I think it would be a short for a day or two at least, if you want to play something like that. As far as on the larger time frames, let's look at it here on the 60-minute chart, and you can pretty much see the same thing. We're rolling over here, definitely. On the 2-hour chart, it is looking ready to roll over. Okay, and of course these are just short-term moves, a day or two. On the daily, because when you look on the daily, you know, that's the one that is curling up. So as you can see, it is curling up here on the daily, and it very well could curl up here and next week put in 3 or 4 or 5 bars that are higher, and then roll over and maybe put in some negative divergence. But as far as tomorrow, it could very well dip. So you know, I'm thinking you gap up over this line and try to hit this, you're going to fall right back down. And if you find support there, great, but I think it should roll back down through it. Maybe not tomorrow, but maybe into Friday it rolls right back down to it. And Friday puts in a low and it goes back up next week. So, okay, the weakest one I wanted to look at here, the one I would be looking to short, is the Qs. And that's because Apple is way overextended. And look at the Qs. Look at the Qs hitting a what do you call it, a triple, quadruple top? I don't know how many times did it hit it here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't know, whatever. A multi-range top, a very, very important top. It hit it today. It popped up there and hit it today. Will it attempt to hit it a second time tomorrow? I doubt it. I don't think it can do that. But I think this is the weakest one because Apple is way extended. We can look at Apple real quick. And it is way extended. I mean, my goodness, look at that. A black bar, black reversal bar. And that is heavily weighted in the Qs. So if this thing goes back here to fill this gap, the Qs are going to fall, and that's your ideal short, or Apple directly, but I'd rather do the Qs. And so Q again, and we're going to go to a shorter time frame. You also see what I'm talking about on the shorter time frame. On the shorter time frame here, you can see the 60-minute chart is already pointing down, already went negative here. On the 2-hour, let's see, 2-hour is just now getting ready to go below zero. Another 2-hour bar maybe, then by the end of the day tomorrow, you should see that go negative, I would think. And that's what I'm thinking is what's going to happen. I drew this line here of resistance. Let's look at this on a shorter time frame, and you can see that's this big line of resistance. And you talk about hitting it, it just bang, gap open, right? And I don't think it's going to go back higher than this line right here, this trend line. I think that's it. You can see we're pointing down here on the 30-minute chart. And let's go to the 10-minute chart and look in closer. So this is kind of going to tell you that the overall market with the SPY is not going to have a good chance if the Qs start going down as well. And that's something to be very concerned about. So they gapped it open, it fell immediately, come back, fell immediately, then come back up, and it's working its way down. So the most I could see it hit is to hit this 58.70 in the morning. If it does manage to somehow gap up and hit that 58.70, I think that's a shorting opportunity for a few days at least. So now, of course, if it gaps over that and starts to run, then I'd set it out and see if it can clear this this range right here. It's done it once. You see, it went on the gap up this morning, but if I see a gap up and it hits right there at that 58.70, right at that line, does not clear it, and the rest of the market looks the same, no more than a 5-point gap or something on the SPX, I'm thinking same thing. It's a short, but I don't know if it'll even do that. It might just fall down. If it falls down, I would just wait it out. I wouldn't short it at this point because it's just going to go down. We're going to reset back up and go long in the next week. But at least that's what I'd be looking to do. But if they try to gap it up, then I personally think that's a short, and it should fall and break this on the third attempt and fall back and possibly go back here to gap a window at 58.10 is a possibility. So the IWM, it doesn't really show much. It's been trading sideways here. It's not really giving me any clear-cut direction other than this print right here. Could be a fake print or a late fill. It's hard to say on that. It was done right at 4 o'clock at a low of 82.80. So we don't know if that was a fake print or not, because looking back here, it could be a fake print, right there, because I don't see the market really trading at that level consistently. So that's something to keep an eye out for. Whether or not that was or not, it's hard to say. We'll look at it here on the 30-minute chart, and let's see where that goes there. Okay. Anyway, 30-minute chart, you can see it tried to curl back up and it did not. It's ready to go back down. So the IWM's looking weak too. On the 60-minute chart, same thing. 60-minute chart, you've went down, you've busted through this trend line, you've come up, but you're just hovering around this one here, and this one, this horizontal levels. Let's see, where's that coming from? Well, you can see here first, before I go into that, right down here on the right, you can see it looks like it's going to roll over on the 60-minute chart, and we'll look at the 2-hour too. And the 2-hour looks like it is too, is ready to roll over as well. And the 2-hour has had 1, 2, 3 bars trying to get back up to retrace this big red bar down. So the question is, will it be able to do that or not? My thinking is no, it'll probably fall. And we're going to go to look at the year on this. to see on the year, and that's where this big horizontal line comes. That's where it comes from. That was that major top there. So, and of course, we also have one here and here, but that was that line there. So anyway, if I was to look at any of them, it would be the QQQs, but because I think that one is the best to short, in my opinion, because of the top. Somebody shorted it here. If they make any attempt at all, again, my line in the sand would be right here at this 58.70 range, right where this line comes in. If you hit that and the market looks weak, I think that's a short term short. And after that, though, I am expecting, like I said, the market to go back up into next week to our turn date. So don't get too excited on the short side. And you know, we know it's going to turn down a little bit, but we don't know how much. You know, I'm thinking again about 13.13, and a lot of that's based upon this here 200-day moving average and things like that. So, you know, so it might try to curl back up and then fall, and then but ultimately, if it does come back down here, I think it's a long for an A, B, C wave, and then we're just going to see. We'll play it by ear and see. It's going to again be either the 1350 line of resistance drawing through here and stop at 1350, or pierce on through it to my fake print. I don't know which one. Okay, that is it, gang. I'll see you guys on the blog tomorrow. Don't forget that I am in the chat room during the daytime as well, so feel free to stop by the chat room at stockmarketbloggers.com. See you guys. /chat.